If you're looking for a better way to protect your front end and get some extra function in the meantime, this officially licensed Trailforce HD front bumper with the LED lights and the Jeep logo will be a great pick for your 2007 to 2018 JK Wrangler. Now this bumper will be a good pick for the JK owner who is looking for that off-road styling but also needs that additional utility and lighting for the front end, whether they're off-roading on a regular basis or just street driving day to day. Now not to mention, being officially licensed by Jeep means that this is going to be backed by OE style quality if you're looking for a front bumper. It's not only going to give you the features that you want, but also the reliability that you need. Now this front bumper is going to have a lot of good features here, including good mid-width protection and grille protection up top with this integrated bull bar. Now recovery is also prioritized here with 2 welded D-ring mounts on either side and included D-rings capable of a 9,500 pound pulling capacity, each of those for sticky situations off-road. Now you can also be the one to pull your buddy out thanks to the winch plate up on top that's compatible with all winches with up to a 12,000 pound pulling capacity and a standard bolt pattern. Last but not least, this is going to include 2 circular LED fog lights for the outer portion of the bumper and 2 smaller LED light bars in the middle, which will light up the road or the trail in front of you a lot brighter than those factory fog lights. Now, if that's not enough, the bumper will also have light mounting tabs up on top of the bull bar here for additional light mounting options, so you can customize this to your personal preference. Now this will be made of a heavy-duty 5/32 inch steel plate construction with a 2 by 0.12 inch tubing, offering a robust build, and is again going to have that Jeep logo embossed right at the front for that added touch of style. As we'll also have a premium 2-stage black powder coat finish on top, which uses an epoxy pre-coating and high-grade texture black powder coat for optimal protection to the steel underneath. Now not to mention, this is also going to be completely bolt-on, so you don't have to worry about modifying your JK in order to get this installed, and it will come with pre-wired plugs for the LEDs, making install and wiring a breeze. Now this will come in at roughly $625, and I definitely think for what you're getting here, you're getting your money's worth at this price point, considering all the options that this has, including recovery, light mounting choices, protection, and of course, the overall style. Now the embossed Jeep logo is also something that you don't see very often. Again, that's going to add that little touch of style and the extra reassurance that you're working with a quality setup. Install again is going to be straightforward at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours to get the job done with some pretty basic hand tools. Now at this point, we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of what that install looks like step by step. So it's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, small extension, 10 and 18 millimeter sockets, a 4 millimeter Allen wrench, and a Phillips head screwdriver.
What's up guys, today we're going to be installing a new front bumper on our Jeep, but before we get started we're going to send you to watch a short video on how to uninstall your factory one, and we'll see you when you get back.
So the first step to taking off our bumper is disconnecting our fog lights, and then we can go ahead and get underneath the bumper so we can start disassembling all of that hardware. You will need a 18 millimeter deep socket and a ratchet, as well as something comfortable to lay on. So just disconnect the fog lights. All you have to do is push down the tab and we can take that off and set that aside. And we can do the same thing for the other one. So you're gonna have 4 studs with 4 nuts on either side of your frame rail. We are at the innermost bolts here. You're gonna be using an 18 millimeter deep socket to remove the nuts, and I am also using a 3-inch extension. This is just gonna help me clear the bumper down here. So the outer portion will be a lot easier to see. So what we're gonna do now is remove the 18 millimeter nuts that are holding on to the studs on our bumper. You're gonna have 2 on the outer portion of the frame rail and 2 on the inner portion. The inner portion is gonna be a little bit hard to see, so you will have 2 here. We're gonna use an 18 millimeter deep socket to remove those. I'm also using a 3-inch extension just to clear this bottom portion of the bumper. So now we're at the innermost driver's side bolts. You will have this vacuum pump here if you have a 2012 to 2018 JK, so I wouldn't recommend the extension, but if you have a 2007 to 2011 JK, you can use that extension to help you out. So after all the hardware is disconnected, we can take off our front bumper.
So before we go on with our new bumper, we're going to need to do a few things to prep our lighting to get that on and ready to go onto the vehicle. So we're going to start with getting our brackets for mounting onto our lights. So we're going to grab our little provided Phillips head screws and our brackets, get those onto the lights first, and then we can mount everything to the bumper, and then it can go onto the vehicle. So we're going to grab our U-style brackets to go on our center LED lights here. Then we're going to go ahead and get our provided Phillips head screw. These are very tiny, so try not to let them run away from you. We'll go ahead and get that through the center mounting point there. Then we're going to line that up on our center LED lights. And they do have threaded holes here, so we'll grab our Phillips head screwdriver. Go ahead and get these in. I want to make sure they sit up flat like so. Get that pretty close to where it needs to be. Tighten that down. Then we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side as well as our other center light. Then we can move on to our fog light brackets. Now we can go ahead and get our fog light brackets in place. So we'll have our smaller hole where our threaded screw hole here is on our fog light, and then the larger one with the little jut out for the ear facing towards the front of the fog light because it is going to mount to the front fascia. So we'll go ahead and get that lined up. And again, we'll grab one of our provided Phillips head screws. Again, these are tiny, so they're kind of finicky to deal with. So we'll go ahead and get that in. Get our Phillips head screwdriver. Get that started. Once we have that one tightened down, we'll go ahead and do our other one, then repeat the same process for the other fog light. So now we can go ahead and begin getting all of our front fascia mounting sections for our lights into place on the bumper. And we're going to loosely install a couple bolts just to hold them in place. And then we'll get our lights mounted and then get all of our hardware on and tighten everything down all at once. So we're going to start with our fog light here. So we'll go ahead and grab one of our provided 4mm Allen head bolts. Go ahead and get that through right here. And we'll go ahead and get another one through just to kind of hold it in place. Now your mounting points are going to be on the sides here, so you want to keep those open for now. And once we have those on, we'll grab our provided 10mm lock nuts and go ahead and get those loosely installed on the back side here. Then once we have that in place, we'll go ahead and grab our fog light itself. we'll get that lined up with our mounting holes here. Now these are labeled for right and left light, so we'll have that. We'll grab another one of our provided bolts. Get that in place there, as well as this one. Then we'll go ahead and add a couple more of our 10mm lock nuts. Then we'll add the rest of our Allen head bolts. Followed by more of our 10mm lock nuts. So now that we have all of our hardware in place, along with our light, we're going to go ahead and grab our 4mm Allen wrench and our 10mm socket with a small extension on our impact and go ahead and tighten down all of our hardware. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing for our center lights here. Put that in place just like that. Put that one in. Add in our 10mm lock nuts again. Once we have those in place, we'll go ahead and grab our center light here. Get that mounted up. So now that we have all of our hardware in for this light, we'll go ahead and again use our 4mm Allen wrench and 10mm socket on our impact to go ahead and tighten these down. So now once we have everything done for these two lights, we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process for the other two lights. And this is what it looks like from the back side after you have all of your lighting mounted. As you can see, very easily accessible. So now once we have all of our lights mounted, it's time to go ahead and install our nut and bolt plates to mount to the car. So what we're going to do is grab these. We're going to slip this inside of this access hole here. Line our studs up at the top hole. Our nuts up at the bottom hole. And we'll do the same thing for this one. Then we can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Now we can go ahead and get our bumper installed onto the factory mounting points. We'll line our studs up. Now that we have that on, we can go ahead and get our hardware in place. So for our studs here, we're going to use our flat washer, a lock washer, and our provided 18mm nut. Get that loosely in place. And for our bottom nut, we'll use our provided 18mm bolt along with another lock washer and flat washer. You may have to adjust these a little bit to get them to line up. Once we have these in place, we'll go ahead and do the same thing for all the other ones, and then we'll go ahead and get these tightened down. Now, once we have all of our hardware in place, we can go ahead and grab our 18mm socket on our ratchet and go ahead and tighten all these down. Get our inner ones here. Once we have this side tight, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. And always remember to refer to your manufacturer specific torque spec for all of your hardware. So now it's time to wire up our lighting, and we're gonna go to our factory fog light plugs here, and we're gonna go ahead and first plug in our adapter harness to our factory plugs. Now your kit will come with two different style adapters, one for the 07 to 09, and then the others for the 09 to 18. So we'll go ahead and plug ours in here. Get those in. Then we're going to grab our main harness and plug in our bullet connectors. Then we'll go ahead and get our bullet connectors plugged into our adapter harness here. So we'll go black to black for ground. Cover that up. Red to red for power. Okay. Now that we have that on, one of our plugs is going to go to our center light here. Let that click in like that. So now we'll go ahead and bring this plug behind our bumper and over our frame horn like so. And we'll grab our fog light plug here. We'll go ahead and plug that one in. Okay, now that we've got this side in, we'll go ahead and take our excess wiring. We'll tuck that back up in here. Now you can go ahead and tuck your wiring back however you see fit, kind of make it your own. Tuck it, secure it with zip ties or however you would like. Just you want to make sure nothing's hanging down that's going to catch on anything in the road or off-road more importantly. If you're riding on any trails, you don't want a branch to rip out all your wiring, mess up your nice lights. Next, we can go ahead and install our supplied D-rings. So we'll go ahead, line our D-ring up with the mounting point. Take our pin, slide that through, screw that down. Sure that's nice and snug. Then you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our officially licensed Jeep Trail Force HD front bumper with LED lights and Jeep logo for your 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JK. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.